Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Oklahoma Virtual College Fair. My name's Josh, and I'll be facilitating the panel this evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to the presenters from the universities that'll be sharing with us. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. I want to draw your attention to the Q&A button on your screen, the question and answer feature. You can use this to ask questions of our presenters at any time, and you can ask questions of any of the universities. It doesn't have to only be a question for the one that's presenting right then. Just direct your question to the person that you would like to answer it. And you're also welcome to ask general questions about admission, the application process, really anything related to college admission is fair game. So let us know your questions. That's why we're here. We want to be able to get all of your questions answered and give you all the information you need. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. So really the Q&A feature is the best way to interact with us. This is one of many sessions that are happening, so be sure to sign up for some additional sessions later in the evening. And this presentation is being recorded. So in about a week, if you revisit the website where you registered, you should be able to find this presentation as well as recordings of all the other presentations that have happened as part of the Oklahoma Virtual College Fair series. So with that, we will proceed with our first presenter. I'd like to introduce Hannah from the University of Oklahoma.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, screen share. Let me share my screen with you all. Perfect. Well, as he mentioned, my name is Hannah Rieger, and I work as the Assistant Director for Oklahoma Recruitment and Campus Experience at the University of Oklahoma. So I'm really excited to be with you all this evening, just so that you can learn a little bit more about OU. Also with their camera on is Chloe Lambeth. She's also an admissions counselor for the University of Oklahoma. So we are here to answer any questions that you have about OU and also give you a few minutes worth of information. So we'll get started. The first thing here is just a QR code for you to sign up for our mailing list. If you're not already getting emails, postcards, information from OU, we want you to join our mailing list, and you can open up your camera on your phone and scan that QR code, and we'll take you right to our mailing list. If you don't have that feature on your phone, you can go to the website below. This will also be at the end, so if you haven't had a chance to pull up your phone and scan the QR code yet, no worries. This will also be at the end of the presentation. The first thing I want to talk about is applying to OU. So the application is of course open to apply to OU. OU has 3 different applications that you can choose from to apply to, and we do this for the convenience of you. We will tell you that all of the applications basically look the same on the back end, but we have 3 different because we want it to make it convenient for you. So if you're only considering applying to OU, maybe OU's your dream school, I would consider just using the OU application. If you are looking at multiple schools and you kind of have a list of different schools that you want to apply to, you might see if they're on the Common App and Coalition App. Those are big application bases that you can apply to several different schools at the same time. So it might be worth looking into that and figuring out which application is best for you. Again, it's a convenience issue for you. They all look the same on the back end to us. So OU has a holistic admission process. So what that means is that we're looking at everything. We're taking the entire individual into consideration, not just, you know, your academics that you can bring to the table. So of course, the biggest piece of the pie there is going to be academic rigor. So if you want to submit your test scores, your class rank, also your GPA, of course, all of those things will be considered in about 65% of what we're looking at on your application. The next piece, the red piece there, is going to be like your extracurricular activities. What have you done in high school? What have you done in your community? What are you passionate about? Have you had a job? Things like that we also want to take into consideration. The next piece is going to be an essay that you complete. That's about 20%. And then the last little sliver there is going to be a letter of recommendation. So those are the 4 different pieces that make up our application for admission. We have over 170 different academic degree programs, so really something for everyone. If you have no idea what you want to major in, that's totally fine. We have this website listed below, ou.mymajors.com, and that will help you kind of explore, take like a little assessment, explore what your interests are, what you're good at. So it's just kind of an assessment test that you can take, and it'll tell you kind of what majors that you should consider if you have no idea. But if you do, those are all listed on our website as well. So this is a new thing this year. OU is test optional. So you do not have to submit a test score to be considered to be admitted to OU. You can submit a test score, so you can apply as test optional or as you would like to submit your test. So just keep that in mind. We do encourage you to submit a test score if you have one, because that's going to put you in the running for more scholarship opportunities. That will maximize your scholarship opportunities if you do have a test score on file with us. So just keep that in mind. But if you're like, I haven't had a chance to take the test because of the pandemic happening, or if you're like, I really, tests give me anxiety and I really can't take a test, I just can't do it, then you can apply test optional and your application will be reviewed in that way. Some important deadlines. So of course, our application opened on August 1st. October 1st, that's when FAFSA opened. So that is the big federal application for student aid. We want you to have that filled out by December 15th, if possible. That is going to be when they're starting to package financial aid. And the sooner that you fill that out, the sooner that we can tell you what sort of financial aid you might receive. Our early action deadline is November 1st, so we would like for you to have your application in by November 1st, if at all possible. But our hard deadline for scholarships is December 15th, so keep that in mind as well. We have over 550 student organizations on campus, so pretty much something for everyone: academic-based organizations, cultural organizations, student government association, basically anything that you can think of, we have it. If we don't have it, you can have 10 friends, an advisor, signature, and make your own organization. We also want to remind you of our virtual resources that we have. So we have tons of virtual stuff happening: campus tours, academic sessions, student life sessions, anything that you want to learn about OU, you can do that in a virtual way. And that is our website down there below. And then finally, follow us on social media. So all of our platforms are at @GoToOU. So that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that is @GoToOU. And then lastly, here is our QR code again for signing up for our mailing list. If you guys have specific questions about OU, Chloe and I will be monitoring the chat, so that way we can answer any of those questions for you. But again, thank you all so much for being here. Hopefully your senior year is going well, and I will pass it back to Josh. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Hannah and Chloe. Up next, we have Mid-American Christian University.
Hi, let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'm an admissions counselor at Mid-America Christian University. I'm excited to talk you through all the things that make MACU home. MACU is located just south of downtown Oklahoma City. We have close to 600 on-ground students and about another 1,000 that study online or in our graduate program. While we may seem like a smaller school, this gives us the advantage of being an intentional community between faculty, staff, and students. Starting the application process is as easy as these 4 steps. We just need your application, ACT or SAT scores, transcripts from your high schools, and your university if you're a transfer student or if you've taken classes concurrently. And lastly, a government-issued ID. For first-time freshmen to be accepted, you must meet 2 of the 3 requirements: top 50% of your class, a 2.0 cumulative GPA, and an 18 ACT or 970 SAT. As long as you meet 2 of the 3, you can go through the traditional admissions process. If you do not meet 2 of the 3 on the screen, please let myself or your admissions counselor know, and there is another admissions process that we can walk you through. At MACU, we have 7 different schools with over 30 different degree options. Some distinctive degree programs are data analytics, digital marketing, criminal justice, sports management, and biology. We have 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, meaning our class sizes are smaller. This is important because our students receive individualized attention, get to know the professors on a more personal level, and have the ability to ask questions freely in class. MACU is an accredited university through the Higher Learning Commission, or HLC, which is a regional accreditation body. Within our degree program, we also offer a few areas of specialization. The first is our pre-professional tracks, which help prepare our students for graduate programs later on. Our pre-engineering, pre-law, pre-medicine, and pre-veterinary tracks are built-in tracks that can be added to most of our degrees. Our pre-nursing track allows students to gain their associate's degree while also getting the science prereqs that they will need for most nursing programs. Mackey has a partnership with Oklahoma City University and their Kramer School of Nursing. Lastly, our 4+1 program allows students to earn their bachelor's and master's degree in 5 years. This 4+1 program is offered with our Masters of Business, Masters of Leadership, Masters of Education Curriculum and Instruction. For high school juniors and seniors, we offer concurrent classes both online and on ground in an 8-week and 16-week format. Our concurrent classes are only $175 per course. This includes both tuition and fees for the course. Students who are interested can begin the process by completing our free application at apply.macu.edu. At Mid-America Christian University, we understand one of the top concerns of students and parents is affordability when it comes to paying for college. We offer academic, leadership, athletic, and many other scholarships. Your admissions counselor can help you apply for both internal and external scholarships. MACU Athletics is a part of the Sooner Athletic Conference, and we are NAIA Division I. We have competitive teams in men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, softball, baseball, and volleyball. We take pride in our student athletes that have gone on to represent us and win in different arenas nationally. Just last month, we broke ground on the O'Brien Training Center. In this 18,600 square foot facility, there will be new weight rooms, media room, and training room. This fall, Mackey launched its very own esports team with a state-of-the-art gaming center with scholarships available to esports athletes. There are 4 different games we compete in: Rocket League, League of Legends, Super Smash Bros., and Overwatch. In the Student Success Department, they offer access to free tutoring, time management mentors, and a writing center. The Student Success Office also helps all students in resume writing, reviewing, and preparing for interviews. The mission of Mackey leads back to pouring into our students and being intentional about their development, not only academically, but personally. We accomplish this through our spiritual life activities on campus. We have 2 large resident halls on campus where our students live, Southwest and McCutcheon Halls. Our meal plan also comes with unlimited swipes, so you have no maximum on the amount of times you can visit the CAF for meals, snacks, or drinks. A top priority of Mackey is to keep our students safe while they are on our campus. We do this in a number of ways, but we also have our own police department who patrols campus 24/7 all year round. Laundry is also included in our fees. There are 2 sets of washer and dryers on every floor for easy access to our resident students. Student Life works with student leaders across the university to create a community where students feel seen, valued, and known. In our student leadership room, you can find interviews and meetings being held by resident assistants, resident chaplains, Student Government Association, Campus Activities Board, and many other campus organizations. We also host intramural sports that include sand volleyball, basketball, and flag football. There are 3 different ways you can visit us on campus: Evangel Experience, Mackey Visit Days, and Campus Tours. Evangel Experience and Mackey Visit Days give students the opportunity to earn scholarship just for coming and hanging out with us. To sign up for one of these days, go to events.macu.edu. The last way to check us out if none of these dates work for you is to schedule a general campus tour. You can schedule your tour today by going to visit.macu.edu. Here's our general contact information to reach Mackey Admissions. I appreciate your time in getting to tell you a little bit about Mid-America Christian University. I hope to see you visiting our campus soon.
Thank you so much, Melissa. And up next is Jason from Missouri Southern University. You're still on mute, Jason.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that.
Your presentation is in presenter mode.
There you go.
Perfect.
So, yes, my name is Jason Stockbridge, and I'm the Oklahoma Regional Admissions Counselor here for Missouri Southern State. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about Missouri Southern. So first of all, here's our contact information. This is our prospect card. So if you're interested at the end, please go ahead and go to this website to fill out that information. Also our Office of Admissions contact information, and also my contact as well. So first off, why should you pick Missouri Southern? The faculty to student ratio is 19:1, so you're going to have that undivided attention inside and outside the classroom. Also small classes. So every class at Missouri Southern has 30 students or less. And also the student body represents 48 different countries and 42 different states. But the main thing, the main important thing is in-state tuition. That's right, even in Oklahoma and the 8 states that surround Missouri, including Texas and the 4 major islands that the U.S. has. So we give in-state tuition to all residents of those states listed. And this is called the Lion Pride Discount, and you can receive university and academic scholarships along with that. Also, something to roar about are our new freshman scholarships. These are merit-based by your high school GPA and your ACT scores. And the high tier is $5,000, the middle tier is $3,500, and the low tier is $2,000. And also we have competitive scholarships called foundations. Also we have performance. So if you're interested in music, art, accounting, communications, modern languages, and theater, they also have different scholarships through their departments that you need to apply for. And also we have athletics. So we are Division II at Missouri Southern. So that way, whatever you get for athletics and also whatever you get for academic, you get for both. So we don't split the two, but you get for both. Also, we have honors scholarships. You have to apply before February 15th if you're a senior, and you have to meet one of the following criteria listed here. And yes, our city is perfect for college life. Moso's campus is located near the Ozark Mountains, right off of Route 66, near I-44, right here in Joplin. And Joplin is the 4th largest city in the state of Missouri. And also we offer concerts, sporting events, and nightlife. Top programs and degrees that Missouri Southern has are business administration, criminal justice, teacher education, and health professions or biology. And for criminal justice right now, we train all the police officers in the city of Joplin. And also we have our own training and shooting facility that you can train yourself. Also, we have health professions, and the leading program there is dental hygiene. They even practice on faculty and staff and current students to learn how to clean teeth and to do operations. And also at Missouri Southern, we have over 140 different majors to choose from for certificates, associates, bachelor's degrees, and including the 6 master degree programs as well. Our admissions requirements are you have to have a 2.25 cumulative high school GPA, a 21 ACT, or a 1060 on the SAT, and we super score both of those, or you have to be in the top 50 percentile of your graduating class. If you meet one of those, you're admitted to Missouri Southern. If you like all that information, go ahead and apply today at mssu.edu/apply. So the estimated tuition cost for 1 year with everything included is roughly about $14,000 a year. That is our in-state Lion Pride discount. And this is what it shows is our highest dormitory and our highest meal plan. So you can fluctuate. We definitely have 4 dorms right now on campus, and we're building a 5th one that's going to be online fall of 2021, which is called Lion Village. The other 4 are traditional apartments, quads, and suites. The apartments and quads fill up pretty quick by the end of the spring semester. So if there's a particular dorm you would like to get into or a particular class, I would recommend going ahead and applying and submitting your application today. Also getting your official transcript from high school, your official college transcript for dual credit, and your official test scores into us. Once you are admitted, that starts the ball rolling for housing and financial aid. Now for financial aid, what we look at are work study, scholarships, and grants, and hopefully everything is covered with those three, and lastly, loans. So if you liked everything that you have heard today, are you ready to roar in 2021? That's right. Rory is our mascot and we are home of the Lions. So everything deals with Lions, but please register for Join the Pride in the fall or Show Me Moso in the spring at the website provided. We have a Join the Pride event October 17th. But if you can't make it to that one, we definitely have some other dates that we can look at. And also we have campus tours at the website provided. And we have two, virtual and in person. And those are 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday, or 10 a.m. on Fridays during the fall. And again, that is my contact information. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jason. And that is the end of the presentations from our universities. If you came to hear Northwest Oklahoma State or Clary Sage, Oklahoma Tech, and community care colleges, unfortunately, they're not able to join us today. But we have quite a bit of time left in our during our allotted time. So if you have questions for the presenters that have just spoken, you can ask your questions now. We would love to answer your questions. And if not, if the university reps want to, I'll turn their cameras back on to take questions from the audience. We can do that. And if there aren't any questions, maybe each of us could just, if you could just tell the audience your favorite thing about your university. Maybe it's a fun campus tradition or a unique program, something that really makes your college or university special. Hannah, do you want to go first?
Sure. One thing I think that's unique about OU is that we have some specialized programs that are like a BS to MD program and a pre-law scholars program. So what that means is that if you're considering like medical school or law school, you can apply as a senior in high school to the program called Medical Humanities, which is through our honors college at OU. And we also have a pre-law scholars. So if you're considering going to law school after you graduate, we have both of those programs that are very, very good programs, lots of students in them. The Medical Humanities program is pretty competitive. So keep that in mind. And you do have to apply to these as a senior in high school. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you have to apply to OU, be admitted to OU, and then apply for these specialized programs as a senior in high school. But if you get into medical humanities, you already have a spot saved for you in medical school in 4 years, which is really crazy to think about. And same for law school, same thing, except for that's a 3-year program for law school, and then medical school, of course, is 4. So those are some things I love about OU, some interesting programs that we have to offer, and I'm sure Chloe will have some other stuff to say about OU.
Cool. Chloe, did you want to say something?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of my favorite things about OU is kind of getting to come together and support our student athletes. So obviously OU football, a lot of you may know about our football team or our softball team, where we have quite a few national titles and hopefully bringing home some more this next year. All of our sporting events are completely free to students except for men's football and men's basketball. There's a small fee for the season pass, but it's really cool to see like all the students come together and support our student athletes, and there's often free t-shirts or free food, things like that as well. So it's a great study break and a great way to meet new friends and support the University of Oklahoma athletes. So that's some of my favorite things. But yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Chloe. Melissa, do you want to tell us something?
Yeah, sure. So one of my favorite things about MACU is just the community that we have on campus. When you're on our campus, it really feels like home. I actually went to school here and I graduated here from 2016. And so I am an alumni. And so just being back here, working in admissions, like it's just so good to see everyone. And when I say it feels like home, it really does. When you walk into the CAF, the professors know you by name, you know everyone on campus. And so it's just cool because you feel like you're known. And so that's one of my favorite things about it.
That's awesome. Sounds like a great place, MACU. Jason, could you tell us your favorite thing about Missouri Southern State?
So We are, basically being in Joplin, we have a lot of hiking trails and waterways. So we like to canoe, and we like to do a lot of biking and running. So that's one of the things we're known for is our cross country team and track team. We're very good runners in Joplin, but the main thing that we like to do is called Third Thursday. On every third Thursday of the month, we are very community driven. So the whole community comes out, supports the university, but we have a big fanfare of like fan food and concerts and stuff like that. So on every third Thursday where we can have all the community together to come out and be supportive of the university. But we are also the home or the entertainment hub of Missouri, as I call it. So everybody and anybody actually comes to Joplin. So if you're interested in music or cultural affairs or art, this is your city to come and visit.
Cool, great. So how about another question? If you were to give just one tip or one bit of advice to our audience, we have a good number of students assembled with us today, just one thing that they should be thinking about as they're wrapping up high school and preparing for college, what would that tip or bit of advice be? Whoever wants to go first. I'll watch you to unmute yourself. Hannah.
I'll go first. Yes. So my tip of advice would be to just not worry so much about it. Like, don't worry if you don't have an idea of what you want to major in. Your major does not necessarily mean that that's what you're going to spend the rest of your life doing. I was a journalism major, and I'm not doing journalism now. I mean, I'm using skills from that, but I'm working in higher education now. So what you decide to major in is not going to be the end all be all of what your life is going to be like. And so I just think take time to explore what you want to, explore in college. Take some classes that you wouldn't normally take or that are not necessarily needed for your major. So really use that time to explore and don't be so stressed about majors and picking the right one.
That's great advice. None of us majored in college admission. Jason?
I agree with Hannah. That is enjoy your college experience while you can, because before you know it, it's going to be gone before you know it. So I was a history major, so I definitely don't use my history degree, but I definitely have a master's degree in education. So, but the thing is, enjoy your first 2 years. And don't stress out and worry about what you need to major in. The main thing is that you have to have that before your fall of junior year. So it's very important to look at different clubs, look at different majors, maybe even express looking at a minor or two, or definitely just experience what the college life is like at your campus, and also get involved with the community that you're involved in. So Joplin or Norman or wherever you're at, definitely get involved with the community.
Great. Chloe?
Yeah, so about like piggybacking off what they said, yes, it goes by so quickly. There's some things I wish I would have known before I had gone through it. And first, that would be to apply to outside scholarships, aside from what the universities have to offer. Definitely look into your community, your high school counselor, look for resources that can kind of help you pay for college. Another thing would definitely be to start thinking about like the community that you want to have on campus, because you're most likely going to be moving, out of your town, or even if it's in town, think about ways to get involved so that you can kind of recreate that community feel, just because it's going to be different than it is after high school. So yeah, just those two things.
Thanks, Chloe. And Melissa, we'll give you the last word. If we don't get any other questions, this will be.
I was going to say that too, Chloe. Scholarships are a big thing, especially just because college is so expensive, and really sometimes students struggle with how to pay for it. And so I would suggest asking financial aid, asking whatever school you go to, just the questions that you have, and just asking about scholarships. And then one other thing I would say is don't wait to the last minute to start applying for these schools. I know that if you want to get accepted, you definitely need to apply, and don't take your time. And then also, as far as like scholarship, filling out FAFSA, just like like, don't wait. Just go ahead and get a good head start on it, and then you should be good.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. We have a question about pre-law programs. I know, I think it was Hannah said a little bit already about a special program at the University of Oklahoma, but do Jason or Melissa want to talk about how you would go about preparing for law school at your universities?
I'll jump in.
Great,
I
Jason.
I was letting Melissa go before me, but if Melissa wants to go, I'll let her go first.
Yeah, I mean, I can go. We do have a pre-law degree. So what that is we have pre-professional tracks at MacU, and with those tracks, you will be able to kind of really just design your degree for that pre-professional track that you're wanting to go into. So for pre-law, you would do an English degree, and then you would also take classes that are fitted towards the pre-law side of things.
Cool. Jason?
At Missouri Southern, it's called Legal Studies. So that's what we have. But also, if you're looking for pre-law, you can look at English, history, political science as well, and major in those fields. So I've heard a lot of friends of mine that have majored in those specific majors and gone on to law school. So it doesn't have to be like one specific major. Look at some other majors as well that will help you in law school later on.
Yeah, you'll find even people majoring in sciences, engineering, things like that are going to law school. So almost any major in college, maybe any major, is a good preparation for law school. Hannah or Chloe, do you have anything to add?
I was just going to add, I was typing it in the chat to kind of respond, but we have students who choose all kinds of pre-law majors. So whether that's political science, letters, history, business, kind of on the same theme. It can be many different things. You can also, do a multidisciplinary, build your own degree that's approved by the provost. There's a lot of different things that you could do. So just know that it's not so narrow that you can't explore a lot of options that could lead you to pre-law.
Cool. We have another question. I want to know if they can begin applying to universities right now. I assume that they're in their senior year. If you're at the last year of high school, so it's the time to apply. This is it, I think. But if somebody wants to say a little bit more about how that process would work at their university, Hannah?
I'll start. So yes, if you're a senior in high school right now, you can apply. Our application opened on August 1st. We want you to have it filled out by November 1st if possible. By December 15th, that is going to be the latest that you can apply to OU and be considered for our scholarship opportunities. And then if you are a junior or sophomore or whatever other age, we have the same exact rolling every single year. So every year our application will open on August 1st. Every year you have to apply by December 15th to be considered for scholarship. So if you're not a senior, if you're a junior, just keep those dates in mind for the future as well.
Great, thanks. Jason?
So at Missouri Southern, it's like Hannah said, ours opened up on August 1st as well. So, but we don't have deadlines for our scholarships. Just for the honors and the competitive the foundation scholarships, you have to get those applications in on our website. I believe the honors has to be in by February 15th and foundations has to be in by December 15th, but you already have to be an admitted student for those. But for our regular freshman scholarships, you just have to apply, start applying after August 1st.
Melissa, did you have anything to add about the time to apply?
No, you can apply anytime. At MacU, our applications are actually free, so and then they're super easy. Just go online, apply anytime. We don't have a deadline for acceptance, and so the sooner the better, though, because of scholarships. But yeah, just apply anytime.
And Melissa, did you say that at MacU that even if you're not a senior yet, you offer concurrent options?
We do have concurrent classes, yes. Yeah, and they're 175 per course.
Great.
Yep.
And then we have another question about ROTC programs. I know that the University of Oklahoma has all 4 branches ROTC. Do the other 2 universities offer ROTC? MacU, no, neither of them do. Okay, so looks like at least one of the three, you have an option. There are many other options out there, but at least one of these three universities offer ROTC. Let's see if there's any. I think that pretty much covers the questions. There was one other question asking about concurrent course credits. Classes you take concurrently in high school, almost all colleges and universities will give you some type of credit for that, as well as AP credits and IB credits. But if Hannah, maybe you want to say a little more about that?
Yeah, so if you have like specific classes that you're taking and you want to see if they transfer to OU, I know that we have a transfer equivalency database, and I'm going to see if Chloe might be able to send it to you so that you can see it, but it's really easy. You pick the classes that you're currently taking at your university that you're taking it at, and then you can see exactly how they transfer to OU and what class you would get credit for there. So we do have it. If you want to Google it on your own, you can Google search OU transfer equivalency database and it'll come right up on your Google search.
Great. Jason or Melissa, do you have anything to add about how that works at your universities?
It's pretty much the same. We have the database too. It's called the Transfer Guide on our website. All you have to do is just plug in your university that you're attending, and the classes are listed alphabetical. So, but the thing is that if you don't see your particular class, go ahead and send your transcript to your admissions counselor. Or we can definitely get that information over to the registrar office, and they can definitely take a look at that and see what's going to transfer over to. Don't look at the numbers. That's one advice that I'm going to give students. Don't look at the numbers, because the numbers are going to be different at every institution. Just look at the titles of the classes. That's how we look at it. So that's just some helpful advice as well.
Great. I think that answers all of our questions. But a bit of advice that I have for you is that if you have other questions or anything is still unclear to you, never be shy to email your admission counselors. We actually love to hear from students that are applying, so don't be shy. Email, call, let us know what questions you have. Don't wonder. Get the answers. So be in touch with anybody that you have questions of. And that, I think, ends our presentation. So thank you all so much for coming. I'm going to share one last slide with you. So thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much to the presenters. We really appreciated your presentations. When you close your window, you'll have a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate the feedback. Also, if you want to sign up for other sessions, there are 2 more session blocks this evening. You can still get in for those. Go to the same website where you registered for this and see what you can sign up for there. And in about a week, or maybe sooner, you'll be able to find this presentation and all of the other recordings available online too. So come back and revisit anything that you want to see. Thanks again. Have a great evening, everybody.